Here we are. G'day, Chad. How are you?
Jimbo, always a pleasure to see you, mate.
How's lockdown back at home there treating you?
Oh, look, if this is the worst we've got to deal with in our life, I can handle it. When you think about generations we've gone through, and the war and depression and everything that they've had to face, and if we've just got to do a bit of lockdown just to make sure that we don't, kill ourselves, well, I can do it, and I'm sure if I can do it, then the rest of us can.
Yeah, it's not too bad. We can't complain. There's plenty of people worse off than we are. We've both still got a job. But anyway, we thought we were planning to do some videos, and we were planning to head out into the outdoors and do these videos. But obviously, with the current situation, we can't do that. So we just thought we would come online and talk about our logo. We've had a few questions about it. Oh, wrong side. We had a few questions about it. Why did we pick it? What did we do? And we just thought we'd take people through the process.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we started off trying to pick the name, didn't we? Was probably the hardest thing.
Yeah, I'll find a name that was original, but also had some connection with what we with the business and what we thought made sense. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, it was hard. We had a fair few names that we ran through the system, and then realised that either the domain wasn't available or the name is already registered and things like that, which is obviously most small businesses starting up have that issue. And I can't even remember how we came up with Alpha Gear. Can you?
I think we had a few ideas floating around. I think Alpha came about as a result of
Apex.
I had a relation that it's the beginning. It's the start of everything. It's the alpha. It's the pinnacle. It's where life starts, type of thing. That's the revelation I had.
Yeah.
So I think I planted the seed, and then I think it grew from there.
Yeah, I think you're right. And we looked at Apex as well, didn't we? As in the top, the highest thing there. I might get temperature tested in a minute.
Oh.
That's all right. We'll deal with that.
How they do it, mate? Do you have to bend over, or how they take your temperature?
Just a little thing on the side of my neck.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Nothing extreme.
So they don't treat you like an animal?
No, they're all good. So yeah, so then we picked Alpha, and then we looked at a few other things. Ended up with Alpha Gear Solutions, obviously, and then that's our name. That's where we are now. And then we looked at our logo. We looked at a few word combinations, didn't we? Or using letters, and then we sort of thought of those. Well, what's an apex? What's the top of that hunting world? Because I suppose initially we were looking at that hunting and outdoors world. And that's where we came from, or came up with a line. I think it was initially just a line, wasn't it? And then
initially we had just the line. I remember we'd had a few prototypes that we looked at, and the line was the one that we all leaned towards. But some of the prototypes we had looked like the line from the Wizard of Oz.
That's right. They didn't look too fierce.
It was like, well, I don't know. That's not going to really cut the mustard. So it sort of blossomed from there. And then we had some lines that looked like the line from the Holden Company.
That's my knock on my door. I'll be back in a sec. Morning.
How'd you go, mate? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, pass my temperature test. I suppose they looked. Some of them look terrible, but and then we used an online system called 99 Designs, I believe. We chucked it out there on that.
Yep.
So we had heaps of designers come back, and they put in stack loads of different designs, and we whittled it down to. Hang on.
Sorry. I thought we have to check the code. Sorry.
In my name. Yeah, and then we whittled it down, and heaps of the logos that came back to us through that were like sort of face on, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then the guy who designed the current logo.
Yeah, well, then, obviously, but then the eagle came to mind as well. So it's like, it's so we thought, well, rather than just have a lion, why can't we have a lion with some type of eagle over?
Yeah.
So two alpha animals, really, two apex creatures in their own rights.
Yeah, really.
And just when you think of strength, and you think of courage, and you think of just dominance, and just the bee's knees when it comes to the animal kingdom, you can't go past when it comes to animals with 4 legs. You can't go past the lion, and when it comes to animals that fly, you can't go past the eagle. So so that's where that, I guess, and we just sort of put it out there to the designers, and that's how it came about. So yeah.
I think that my kids thought it was pretty funny because at the time I had quite a big beard, and they were like, "Oh, did you pick a lion because it's got a big orange beard like yours, Dad?" And then they reckon the old eagle because the old silver top on there, Chad, was that eagle.
Oh, so. At least not the bald eagle.
I would have covered that one too, actually. But,
you do look like when you got a bit of a mane going there, mate. You do look like the lion from the Wizard of Oz sometimes.
It's a bit red and bushy, and anyway, let's carry on. It's not going to be me.
Yeah, okay, enough of that.
Yeah, so then we went with the lion and the eagle, and obviously we ended up with the logo we've got, which is the turn my head the right way.
Yeah, but so you seem to wear the hat better than me, mate, because I've got such a pinhead of a head.
Yeah, I've got a big fat head, so it sits there, right?
Yeah, exactly. You seem to feel it better, whereas me, I've got all this room to move, so it doesn't quite sit in my head quite as well. But nevertheless,
it is. Yeah, and I think one cool thing about obviously both of them being sort of that apex predator of the world, and the more you look into, well, for me, the lion. Now the lion's like the ultimate hunter. He's a big beast of a machine, but he stalks his prey very, very quiet, very smooth, and then just pounces right at that critical moment. And one cool thing I like about the lion is their eyesight at night apparently is just outstanding compared to most other animals. So that's their advantage, is that last light and that first light. Lions got really, really good vision, and for a hunter, first light and last light, that's when a lot of our hunting's done. And obviously out when prey are out feeding and things like that. So that's why a lion's pretty cool. And we see the eagle it rules the skies, I suppose.
Well, the eagle, mate. Well, see, what I did a bit of research, mate. Got to do my research.
Yes,
and I thought, look, because obviously the lion, yeah, you're right. It's the ultimate apex predator, but we don't have any lions in Australia, so it's just nice to be able to get. So the Australian eagles is obviously the Australian wedge-tailed eagle. So I did a bit of research and just looked up wedge-tailed eagle. And here's some interesting fast facts that some of our viewers and followers might find interesting, or maybe you already know. But obviously, it's Australia's largest bird of prey, and it's one of the largest eagles in the world. Have an average wingspan of 2.3 meters, occasionally up to 2.8 meters. So that's huge. Like that's almost 3 meters, like a wingspan. So that's as big as a lion.
It's almost as tall as me.
So you imagine having something that like they're flying down, attacking you, or chasing you. So they live up to 20 years. Have no natural predators. But occasionally their nests get raided by the goannas. So obviously the pesky out there, obviously they're scavengers. So they'll often raid an eagle's nest for looking for eggs. And what else got here? So wedge-tailed eagles, they're obviously carnivores. Yeah, you know that. Most of their diet. Now this is a good thing. Most of their diet is on the European rabbit. So they're doing farmers obviously, and obviously Australian environment a world of good, because obviously we're inundated with these pests. So obviously it's good for us in terms of hunting, but it's also good for the wedge-tailed eagle. So so large part of their diet is obviously the European rabbit, which is a good thing. Yeah. For the romantics out there, they mate for life with one partner only, which is pretty cool. So my wife would be very taken by that, as you know, James. My wife is very much a romantic.
Yeah.
And what else got here? So once they pair up, They I guess establish a large territory, and they defend the territory until the death, essentially. And they've been known to attack hang gliders and paragliders that enter their territory. So they're very territorial, very protective of their own. They look after each other. They have one mate. But more importantly, I want to know more about their eyesight. So you've alluded to obviously the lion and their eyesight, but the eagle, you often hear the term eagle eyesight or bird's eye. Yeah. And it's for good reason. So I've got here some fast facts here. So the eye of the wedge-tailed eagle is among the strongest in the animal kingdoms. That's the first thing. And we've an eyesight estimated to be 4 to 8 times stronger than the average human. Okay, so 4 to 8 times stronger.
Yeah, I think they talk about the lion being about 6 times. So that's interesting.
There you go. So it's in that ballpark again. Yeah. What else got here? So they have excellent 25 vision compared to the average human, which is only 20/20 vision. So what that means, I was like, what does that mean? What it means is that basically eagles can see things that are 20 feet away that we can only see that are 5 feet away. So we can see something clearly as 5 feet away from an eagle that they can see the same clarity but 20 feet away.
That's impressive.
And, it is impressive. And I've got a little fact here. How's this? They've been known to spot rabbits 3.2 kilometres away. So how's that? So obviously, we've got the X-Sword.
Yeah.
It's a beam throw, what, 3,000 metres?
Yeah.
That's top of an eagle's head.
That's crazy when you see that light too. And then obviously an eagle can see a little bit further. That's crazy.
That's it. So I was just going to say, what we should do is get an eagle, put the sword on top of its head, and we're problem solved. Get the eagle, he'll be able to spot things. A
drone. A drone was smaller. What I thought was a real funny story on eagles. I never realised how big they were in Aussie, and obviously being a Kiwi and then moving over here. And we were out the other week shooting some goats with a good mate Rob, and we were sitting up on top of the hill shooting some steel, and we looked down onto another paddock on the other side of us, and there's these 2 big lumps sitting in the paddock. Flip, are those pigs? So we quickly grabbed out the old pair of Predator binos that we have, the old Mactalk binos, and off the front of the truck there. And Rob was ranging them at the same time. They were about 700 metres away. And then we had a quick look, and it was 2 wedge-tails. But I didn't realise how big they were. I was like, man, they are huge. Yeah. They're an impressive bird. And obviously they rule the sky. So
have you been to the Taronga Zoo?
Pardon?
Have you been to Sydney's Taronga Zoo?
No.
Okay, because there they've got a bird show there.
Oh yeah, they got the wedge-tails there.
Yeah, they got this wedge-tailed eagle, and what it does, it's some impressive beast. And the bird handler brings it out, and it's sitting on its perched on its arm, the arm of the bird handler, and it has they put a blind on it for some reason, but then take the blind off, and and it flies off.
Just
goes out
arm, I suppose.
A little bit, then comes back in and swoops down the crowd, and unbelievable. That's huge, just huge.
Yeah.
And the claws on it are just phenomenal. And it's got its legs. It's just muscle.
Yeah, it's a beast.
Tearing stuff off and whatnot. Yeah, it's amazing.
One thing I like about lions too is, and it's probably, they only hunt for what they're going to eat.
Yeah.
And me as a hunter, I'm not really huge on trophies. Don't get me wrong, I've shot a couple of good animals out there in my time, but most of my hunting's done for meat for the family or for friends or an occasion or something like that. And that's what I love about the lion. They only kill what they need. They're not going out there. They're not just going out there and smashing everything. And eagles are the same. They just kill what they need to eat and to feed the family. And I believe both always take that catch back to feed the wife and kids, I suppose, or the rest of the pride, or rest of to feed the family, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I've been in.
Yeah, keep going.
I went to visit a zoo in New Zealand, and they had some lion cubs there that you could go in and pick up. And these things were they were like 6 months old, but they were huge. They were heavy, like 50 odd kilos already at that age. Yeah. But just the power in their paws and the size of their paws were just crazy. They were pretty cool. But they looked all cute, but you're thinking, man, if this thing will hold me, and even if wanted to at that age, would probably do some damage.
That's it, mate. A couple of years ago, we went up to Western Plains Zoo in Dubbo.
Oh, yeah. I heard it all.
It is pretty cool. And, but, everyone's just dying to see the lions. But what's so amazing about them is that when they roar, which they did do when we were there, fortunately, it's no effort. They barely open their mouth, and it's just like they're grunting, but it's just this resonates.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So yeah, just the power, just in its roar, just the roar of a lion.
Yeah.
Just speaks volumes in terms of just their power and just their control. That they just control. They just the lion just was perched up on a makeshift branch.
Yeah.
And he was just surveying his surroundings, which obviously was it's just a cage essentially. But he just opened his mouth and it was just like a groan, but it was just amazing, just this roar that he generated. But talking about hunting, it's the chicks that do most of the hunting in the pride.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Which nothing wrong with that. I'll go and sit at camp.
Yeah, exactly.
My wife goes out shooting animals. Not a problem.
That's it, mate.
Yeah,
I think the lion, he just hangs out and just waits for the kill.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Chill out by the campfire and wait for your feed to come in. Well, the end of the day, we picked that Apex because we wanted our gear that we provide to be, top quality gear, and so guys can go out there and be top of their game, because good gear makes a big difference regardless of what you're doing. And they say pay once, cry once. And, don't cry. Well, you pay for something cheap and rubbish, you're probably going to cry twice.
That's it.
And so a part of our mission, as Alpha Gear, was just to provide that good quality gear. And we started off with MacTop torches. It was a product that I knew quite well from New Zealand, and helped the Hunt Shop NZ boys back home develop, and worked with them, and then we got the opportunity over here. So that's just part of our mission is to bring in good gear. We're looking at some other products, but we want to make sure it is top quality gear before we put it out there. It's nothing we wouldn't use ourselves, and to make our enjoyment of the outdoors, more enjoyable and easier. And obviously, just myself and I had two different little paths on the outdoors. Chad, you love your running and your surfing and your competitiveness and your outdoor adventure racing and stuff like that. So, and mine's more around that hunting. I'm not really built to run like you are, mate. But yeah, so one reason why we went for that Apex Predator and that the lion and the eagle. So,
you're right, mate.
Work to do, so we should wrap it up, mate. But
yeah, no worries. Back working from home. Love this working from home, schooling from home.
Yeah,
my wife's losing her mind, but we're surviving okay. But yeah, I've taken the old Red Hat out a few times over the last couple of weeks, a few night runs. So yeah, you're right, mate. It's good gear, and so I'm fortunate I can still go out for some night runs and early morning runs, and take the E3 with me, which is really handy. But yeah, some work, mate. But I don't know. What you want to say?
All good. I'm just saying the only problem working from home, my instant coffee is not so splash. Anyway, all good, mate.
Mate, it's dirty water.
Oh, it is. We'll talk soon, eh? Good to see you, mate.
No worries, champ. All right, buddy. Take care. See you, folks.